America sucks, boys. That's just how it is, you know? And a lot of you know what your parents are like. Donald Trump is arrested for being the best president that America has ever seen. This seems like a miscarriage of justice.
Now to Andrew Lester, the white homeowner who is accused of shooting a black 16-year-old, Ralph Yarl. He pled not guilty yesterday to 2 felonies. Lester told police that he was scared to death of Yarl due to his...
So here's what it is. This guy, again, another fucking HasanAbi lock of the week, lock of the century, lock of all time. As soon as I found out about the details of the shooting, I was like, this is a fucking racist old guy, hopped up on fucking Fox News with a gun, terrified of his own shadow, and certainly terrified of, like, black people coming into his neighborhood. Turns out, of course, that was the fucking case. And you know, there it is. Once again, when you watch 24/7 Fox fucking News, this is the outcome. You move on to, like, more and more radicalizing content. You watch OAN, Newsmax, all the like, and you absolutely fucking lose your mind. Here we have it. There's a good comparison here, like from a personal anecdote from, where is it? Where's Krulge, who talked about this? Wait, did he delete it? Oh, he might have deleted it. Oh, I can't find certain tweets on my fucking timeline. It's very weird. I wonder if he deleted it personally, though. Oh, okay, here it is. My grandfather died with Fox News logo burned into the corner of his boxy CRT TV. A few feet away, he'd stashed a handgun he bought in his delirium to protect him from the immigrants and terrorists of Darboy, Wisconsin. Anyway, it's good that there's like 10 million of him now. Social experiment. I gave a bunch of mentally unstable people unlimited ammo while they slid towards dementia. Yeah. This is the unfortunate reality for so many people that are older, our elderly population, but it's also an unfortunate reality for even younger people. Younger, more and more middle-aged individuals are behaving like this, okay? And of course, his this dude's grandfather. This dude talked about his grandfather openly. His name is Ludwig, by the way. I read this article earlier today. It's pretty good. It's pretty informative. It's exactly what you would think it is. Here, we'll go through it from the top. Fear and paranoia. Grandson says Andrew Lester bought into conspiracies and disinformation. And Christ. What? Oh. A grandson of the man charged with shooting a black teen in Kansas City, Northland last week said he was appalled and disgusted at his grandfather's actions and is thankful Ralph Yarl is recovering. I was horrified. I thought it was terrible, Clint Ludwig said of his immediate reaction to hearing about the shooting of the 16-year-old. It was inexcusable. It was wrong. Okay? I feel terrible for him, Ludwig said. He's 28 years old, of Yarl. And I'm really glad that he's doing okay. He's going to live. I know his life changed forever, and I'm really sorry. Do you want to know? Care to find out how he was absolutely radicalized? You know what? I'll let CNN cover it.
His size. Now, Lester, who is 84 years old, was released on bond. He is due back in court June 1st. Prosecuting attorney said there was a racial component to this case. Miraculously, Yarl is back at home, recovering from his injuries after 3 days in the hospital. This is a picture of him taken yesterday with his lawyer, Lee Merritt. So joining us now is Clint Ludwig. He is the grandson of Andrew Lester, and we always like to get a perspective on the thinking of someone who knows him, why they might do this. So, Clint, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Don. Good morning.
Good morning to you. So what is your reaction? What was your reaction when you heard that your grandfather shot Ralph Yarl for ringing his doorbell?
I was disgusted. I thought it was terrible. Myself and my family stand with Ralph Yarl and seeking justice. This is a horrible tragedy. It never should have happened.
Folks are going to want to know, why are you speaking out and apparently against your grandfather?
It's the right thing to do. This country happens over and over again where people get away with killing unarmed, innocent Black people, and I would have had the same energy for any other case like I've had over and over again in this country, like I said. But so it's the right thing to do. People need to speak out and not make any excuses for this kind of behavior and this violence.
So you said for killing innocent Black people. The prosecutor in this case has suggested that there was a racial component to it. Do you believe your grandfather is racist?
I believe he holds racist tendencies.
I think one of the best things he said, he sounds like a HasanAbi head. Yeah, that's what I thought too. One of the things he said that I find, very smart, okay, was this. Does he consider his grandfather a racist? He said, I believe that there have been some positions that he's held that have been bigoted or sort of disparaging. But it's stock Fox News conservative American stuff. It's anybody who gets an abortion is a murderer, and fatherless Black families are the reason why crime exists in this country. It's stuff everybody's heard at the Thanksgiving table every year. He is a HasanAbi head? I mean, I don't know. Could be. It did feel like it a little bit, especially when I saw that. Because the baseline American position in a white supremacist country like the United States of America is kind of white supremacist. Okay? It's kind of racist. It's very commonly held. That doesn't mean that it's like, not every person who is going to go out of their way and like be terrified of a Black person and shoot them immediately is going to be outwardly like, a Klans member, like a card-carrying Klans member. They don't, like, that's the extra racist motherfuckers, okay? Like, Ethan got upset about you saying people are default anti-trans. I mean, that's the truth. It's just the truth. But it's what you make of that truth that is important. Yes, it's the same as, like, the default position towards Black people in the country. Yeah, you either have apathy towards Black people and you're, like, a little afraid of them and, there's like varying different tiers of that kind of like white supremacy manifesting within every single person, including even Black people. Like, there's plenty of Black people that also demonstrate anti-Black behavior in this fucking country because they are a product of the white supremacist social conditioning. Now, you can understand that. And if you are trying to de-radicalize someone, use that to your advantage by not being immediately combative, especially if you're like especially if you are coming at it from a privileged perspective. If you're like not a Black person, or if you're not a trans person, if you're talking to a transphobic person, you have the opportunity to come at it from a privileged perspective and just like, sidestep some of the initial transphobia or white supremacy to unwind people a little bit and unwind their perspective a little bit. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't know any better. A lot of people are just victim to the social conditioning and can be convinced. Anyway. So understand that.
And beliefs.
Why do you say that?
He's just a stock American Christian male. It's older, that's just how they are. It's the conspiracies and weird random racist things they say. Yeah, so
also, everybody's saying a white guy with cornrows, like he might be mixed for the record. Like,
makes sense, but they're just scared.
Chill.
Now, listen, you're generalizing a lot here about, you said older Christian white males, but
he looks like
what do you mean by that? What do you mean they're scared? Talk to me more, please.
Yeah, it's just I feel like a lot of people of that generation are caught up in this 24-hour news cycle of fear and paranoia perpetuated by some other news stations, and he was fully into that. Sit and watch Fox News all day, every day, blaring in his living room. And I think that stuff really kind of reinforces this negative view of minority groups and leads people to be a little, doesn't necessarily lead people to be racist, but it reinforces and galvanizes racist people and their beliefs.
Okay, this dude is definitely... Okay. I'm not going to say anything.
Now, apparently...
but, you know, you're in here. This is a very good showing.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Clint. You said that your grandfather would say or do things, apparently, that you did not subscribe to, that caused you to distance yourself from him. Say and do things like what?
That's right. A lot of it was the kind of QAnon level conspiracies about election denying, and then they got really weird with some Fauci dogs. I really didn't know what that meant, but I would push back on some of this stuff, and he couldn't handle being pushed back on. And at a certain point, we kind of lost touch, and I think it was more of his choice than mine.
Did he say or do things that you found offensive about? Not every left-leaning person is a HasanAbi headman. Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct on that. You're absolutely correct on that. It's just like certain keywords that he's using is the reason why everyone in this community is saying, like, it sounds a lot like you know, he might be like
minorities
galvanized.
or people of color.
Yes, he would say some things. I think I can't remember exactly now all that happened, but I know he had something about, had a really hot take about abortion and how something about black women getting abortions. And I didn't know what he was talking about, but I said, I don't really want to talk to you about this anymore. This is racist and it's dumb. So let's move on. And I pushed back, and he didn't like that either at the time.
So listen, the Kansas City Star also spoke to your brother. Your brother's name is Daniel Ludwig, and he said it seems like a bunch of mistakes in a row that resulted in a tragedy. I mean, a lot of mistakes all the way around. Unfortunately, if you look at the affidavit, there were actions taken that caused my grandpa's side isn't being reported. And he is saying that your grandfather is not racist. He doesn't believe that.
He can say that. I think he's running defense a little bit. I don't think he sees him for who he is.
Did your grandfather have a gun or more weapons in the house?
They were all over, yes.
What do you mean, they?
The guns were all over. He had them stashed in some spots and had a big locker full of them. But yeah, he was ready to defend his. Okay,
bro, fucking come on. You're gonna go on CNN. You're not gonna come on my show. What the fuck is this shit? Like, actually, that's kind of fucked up. You're gonna go on CNN and talk about your granddad, but not come on this broadcast? Really? What's up? What does Don Lemon have that I don't have? You know what I mean? I mean, it's actually fucked up. Person is doing a really good job, for the record, of like talking about a very serious issue. Talking about a very serious issue that you know, that his fucking own blood relative has you know, been involved with. Like, this takes ginormous balls. It's not the first time that someone in this community has like gone on CNN and spoken out against their fucking psychotic MAGA parents. Actually, it's the third time that has happened, where, you know, someone from this community has gone on CNN and talked about their MAGA parents, including the one dude who went and snitched on his January 6th dad. And then, of course, what's her... I can't remember her username right now, but our resident lesbian whose unfortunately father passed away to COVID. Yeah, who was a COVID denier due to all the fucking insane shit that her dad was watching. Just Lane, yeah. America sucks, boys. That's just how it is, you know? And a lot of you know what your parents are like.
Home, as he would say.
Considering the recent history, I mean, is this a recent history that you found your grandfather? Is that why you pulled away from him? Has he always been this way, or is this something new?
I feel like he's been pretty conservative for a long time, which is fine. But feel like in the last 5 or 6 years, it's really ramped up. He was a huge Trump supporter, and between that and then the galvanizing that people have been feeling lately with politicians and ideologues co-signing, violence and domestic violence, domestic terrorism, and even pardoning people who murder other people for differing political beliefs. I feel like all that stuff has really ramped up his beliefs and radicalized him a little bit.
I'm just wondering, because we've been covering these, and there are usually, not always, there are warning signs. You feel like the warning signs were there. That's why I asked you if this is something that happened recently.
Yeah, I believe so. The warning signs were there. I wasn't shocked when I heard the news. I believed it.
And he did live alone?
Yeah, up until recently, his wife lived there, but yes, he was living alone at the time.
Until recently, his wife lived there. She didn't live there?
She wasn't there at the time, no.
She wasn't there, okay. What message do you have for Ralph Yarl and his family, Clint?
Yeah, I'm proud of you, Ralph. I'm so sorry this happened to you. I understand you're an amazing kid, and I think you're going to grow up to be an amazing man, and you didn't do anything wrong. The outpouring of support that the country has shown to you, I think, says more than I ever could say. And I'm really thankful for Sean King for making this a national news story, getting the people getting out in the streets and demanding attention. And Ralph, you don't deserve to have your life fundamentally changed like you had it, and you deserve justice. And my family stands with you.
Have you reached out to the Yarls?
No, no. I don't really know how. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. So,
well, I think we'll make sure that they see this. I just want to know, what message do you have for your grandfather?
I really don't know what to say to him.
Maybe I was
I'm really
wrong.
sad that this happened. He didn't need to do this. This didn't have to happen. He didn't need to be scared of a young kid coming to his door at night. It's absurd. He needs to get his paranoia, and this isn't just for him too. A lot of people in the world, the paranoia and atomizing the society, it's going to lead to some really bad stuff. And we're not doing anything to fix it. We're just getting galvanized and staying at home alone.
Clint Ludwig, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
He deleted his profile because he's already getting like ripped apart. He deleted his Twitter, but he interacted with one of your tweets in 2021. Oh, here. It's Clint Ludwig saying Kershaw makes some great knives as well. He tweeted at you a couple times for real, HasanAbi Head. Yeah, I mean, I suspected it. If they're in the fucking replies of like another person who's like replying to a P.O. Box tweet. Who cares if he's a HasanAbi Head? Why is this a topic? We're on Twitch. This is a tight-knit community. People are proud of the unfathomable amount of fucking balls that someone has. He deleted his Twitter today, but he interacted with one of your tweets in 2021. The unfathomable amount of fucking balls it takes to go on national television and correctly call out white supremacy and your own fucking grandfather who shot someone. And if someone from our community is doing something like that, I'm going to celebrate it. Like, why the fuck wouldn't I? Are you crazy? You know, we support you. You're doing a great job. You very clearly communicated many of the issues that led to your grandfather's further radicalization, while also simultaneously talking about like how normalized, how normative it is to have like white supremacist values like this. You know, that's incredible. I'm super fucking proud. You know what I mean? He was calm the entire time. He was coherent. And he did a wonderful fucking job. That's what it is. The reason why I do what I fucking do is so that there are people out there who change their opinions on certain things. You know what I mean? So that the message is spread further. Lol, just assuming he's a community member is such a wild, egotistical stretch. Yeah, I agree with you, 17-month subscriber, but I mean, we found out that that wasn't that was a stretch that turned into a lock. You know what I mean? Like, the only thing he didn't say is at the top of the hour there's a 3-minute ad break. And if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5 or for free with the Twitch Prime. Like, if he hit Don Lemon with that, it would have been, that's it. This has happened multiple times, and every time they are, in fact, a HasanAbi head. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Anyway. Why is chat being weird and turning this into an attack on you is so fucking weird and selfish? Yeah, they are, because they're just turning around and being like, dude, it's fucking you're selfish and egotistical. Fuck you. When a lot of the stuff that he was saying, I've said many, many times. So I recognize a lot of his sentiment. So I made an assumption, and then it turned out to be true. I am very proud of people that can clearly communicate their perspective like this, even under the microscopic lens of like being on fucking television like this.